Here at MCC Boston, we celebrate communion every Sunday, and you're invited to join us. Since we're recording this week, for those who are not gathered here in the sanctuary, you can still observe this sacrament together, but separately. If you don't already have bread and juice or any reasonable substitute, please go get something. Bread or cracker or even a chip. Juice, coffee, tea, or soda. God understands that what matters is what's in your heart. Our duty and delight at all times and in all places to offer our thanks and praise to you, holy and gracious God, source of life abundant. Your Spirit moved over to the deep and brought all things into being, sun, moon, and stars, earth, wind, and waters, and every living thing. Your Spirit called many diverse people to testify to the salvation that comes through your eternally begotten child, Jesus our Christ. Therefore, with people of every nation, tribe, and language, with the whole church in every time and place, we bring ourselves, all that we are and all that we are not, joyfully giving thanks that in your sight we are works of art. As we gather around the table of life, help us to make room in our hearts for all of your children, one bread, one body. Forgive us for permitting the differences that make us unique to become stumbling blocks of division. Forgive us for not always using the gift of life responsibly. Save us from narrowness and show us the way to mutual respect and trust. Show us the way to a perception of one another that transcends gender, race, or nationality. Nurture us to a maturity that wants for others every healthy experience that we desire for ourselves. Living among us, Jesus loved us, and in breaking bread with the marginalized, outcasts, and sinners, healed the sick, proclaimed good news to the poor, and taught the way that leads to life. In word and deed, Jesus announced love's new reign of justice, reconciliation, and peace. Filled with the courage and passion of the love spirit, Jesus gave his life to challenge the unjust systems of this world. In the night in which he was handed over to suffering and death, because he lived authentically as God intended, our Savior Jesus gathered with his friends, took bread, broke it, and said, "Take and eat. This is my body, broken and given for you. Do this for the remembrance of me." Again, after supper, Jesus took the cup, gave thanks, and gave it to his friends, and saying, "Drink of this, all of you. This cup is the new covenant in my blood, poured out for you and for all, for the forgiveness of sins. Do this for the remembrance of me." I invite you to lift your hands to bless and consecrate the elements you have in front of you. Loving God, bless these gifts of bread and wine. We know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house not made with heaven. This church, some other church, or no church at all, even if you are not baptized, whether you are filled with faith or distracted by doubt, you personally are welcome and invited to this table. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to Christ's example. We are not what people call saints. We do seek spiritual sustenance from a power greater than ourselves. And God, in response to our cry, gives us bread and drink for the journey. Come, there's been a place set for you at this table for nearly 2,000 years, and it can never be taken away. Wherever you are in your journey with or towards God, you are invited and welcome at this table. This is a table of God's love and grace.